Money on my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Raidenaire, and we are back at it again with another episode of Debt Crusher. This is a recap for the month of August. We got to get into the numbers, see how we did. I know debt's an icky topic, but we're trying to not make it one because it ends up happening. People got it for different reasons. For me, mostly asset backed, and the assets have grown larger than the debt. So I don't really I don't have something that I feel bad about. This is just a part of the process for me. This is some random debt that never should have been anyways. Like I had a surgery, so it added about $10,000 that I wasn't expecting, which you always tell people, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Well, life is going to happen to all of us. And me personally, I had some surgical debt. Had to put me back together. I was Humpty Dumpty. I fell off the wall. I had a wonderful doctor. Shout out Dr. Palmer. Put me back together expeditiously, I would also say. Probably one of the most fortunate interactions as a result of an unfortunate interaction that I've ever had. So definitely blessed to have Dr. Palmer as part of my existence, part of my circle. And, you know, it's nice to know that, like, if you tear yourself up, like, sometimes it's good to know somebody. But with that said, it's like, you know, you end up in these situations. And I figured since when we started tracking this, it was a little bit over $30,000. I think it was like around $32,000. And I figured, hey, this would be a great piece of content to kind of track, to show people how we're using the high yield dividends and the strategies that we talk about on this channel in real life, because I am not wealthy. Like I can't just go, you know, pay all this stuff off. I mean, I guess I could liquidate the assets and then not have the income coming in and pay it off that way and just have all the debt gone. And then if I was part of the Dave Ramsey camp that didn't believe in using debt for anything at all, even though like that's questionable because he owns commercial real estate and generally that's not purchased with cash. So, but I don't believe in that. So I wouldn't want to start over from scratch and just have my income and that's it, stacked with whatever's left after the debt's paid off. Like that just doesn't work for me. That's not how I function. And it's not what I believe in. I don't believe that it's efficient if you're in a wealth expansion or growth phase, which I am on a fast track because I'm trying to opt out of the matrix here in about 23 more months. So with that said, I don't want to give up any of my income producing assets. Like I'd rather just use the income and pay off the debt. Now, is that an overnight fix? No, we live in a microwave generation. So like you gotta eke it out. You gotta do it in sequential process. So that's where the story ends. That's just where we're at. I'm not giving up anything. I want it all. Obviously I'm not normally just using debt to buy things to impress people that don't care about me, or my financial future or my actual position. I'm not trying to flex on the gram. I'm not trying to flex at the club. Like I barely go anymore. So, you know, if I'm out, you know, it's a thing to behold because I don't normally like to be out places because I don't make any money doing that. I spend money doing that and I'm trying not to spend money. So, you know, as we get to jumping into this, before we get active, I want to remind you, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're feeling what I'm putting down, if you're rocking with the boy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, especially if you've been here more than twice. For everybody, though, if you get some value out of this and want to share it, be like, hey, there's some crazy guy out here on the internet that's not giving financial advice. He's just talking about his journey and documenting it as we go. And, letting us in on a behind the scenes of what average Joe is dealing with in regards to paying off debt. Something people don't like talking about. I like talking about it. I like strategizing around it. I have a good, healthy relationship with it now, because back in 2018, I paid off about $35,000 in debt, all in a pretty rapid succession in one go. And it was liberating for me, because from that point forward, I didn't use debt to buy things anymore. Now, that debt was you're an idiot debt. And then I'd started leveraging it to obviously get the house that I'm in, the place that I'm recording at now. And then what else did we do? We did that, and then we were using it to buy assets, which I am still an advocate for. I will always use a little bit of debt tastefully to buy assets to kind of speed things up a little bit. But up until the surgery, everything was working fine. And then, you have the surgery happen, and it's like, oh, hey, we're back over $30,000 in debt in rapid succession. And I figured I'd track it this time with the strategies and use them, because I'm not doing anything different than what I'm talking about. The strategies that I'm showing, I'm using them in concert. It's not that I just do one thing. I'm not just doing velocity banking. We're doing kind of a hybrid version of that using our brokerage account. I'm not just doing high yield. We're doing a hybrid version of that, which is helping also pay off the debt, but also buying Bitcoin, also building up our long-term holdings. We're not just buying Bitcoin. We're also using high yield because I want to be able to retire sooner rather than later. I don't want to wait. I'm not tap dancing to work. And we're also using debt. Like, as we get this paid down, once we hit some certain numbers, we're going to get ready to redeploy, and we're going to redeploy in a big way. Like, I'm not playing about this. Like, we're also using the Cash App play, where we get to front ourselves $1,000 every few weeks. And now that we've shifted to weekly payers, we'll be able to do that faster and more often. And we're going to help build out these portfolios, because as that money gets accelerated, we take dollars, we accelerate them. We're either accelerating the cash flow or we're accelerating the growth. We got two places that they can go. But like right now, everything starts in cash flow and then builds out towards everything else, because as those numbers go up, the debt gets paid down faster. As those numbers go up, the Bitcoin gets purchased. We get larger Bitcoin purchases. As those numbers go up, we're starting to being able to get more purchased by means of our long-term holdings, which is basically Bitcoin we're willing to part ways with. But as we get that Bitcoin pile built up, as it grows, we're getting closer to where we can start leveraging the Bitcoin and start making moves in that regard. So we've got a lot of stuff going in rapid succession, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's going pretty well. But let's go ahead and jump into this debt crusher and see what the spreadsheet says. So what do we have going on here? Let's talk about it. So we've instituted our Robinhood credit card as the daily driver. That's the first one that we have here. We are looking at $760.13 currently on that balance, as the snapshot was taken at the day of this recording, which is August 30th, which is a good end of the month. We have some stuff that's going to not actually be there moving forward, but those payments haven't hit yet, and we're tallying the numbers now because we get them at the end of the month. Like the quasi shady thing to do would be to actually wait until all these payments hit, because I would have the ability to wait until about the 4th to actually record this instead of actually recording it in August. And then, our next one, which is our Cap 1, that payment wouldn't be there. This would look a little bit better. But we're sitting at 108.24 right now, because we just tell it like it is. Again, I ain't got a lie to kick it. Like, my numbers are my numbers. I give my receipts and my results, and they speak for themselves. Like, I don't have anything to hide from anybody. Like, I got no shame about this. Like, I don't care that at present I'm sitting on over $20,000 in debt. It's going to be gone, most likely, the most of it, by the end of the year. All I got to do is just stop hurting myself. Like, honestly, like, if I just like got in a bubble suit for a little bit, I'd be good. Up next, we got our, which is the one that we're currently focusing on, which previously last month was at about $9,000, because we just broken below $26,000, which was our first metric. We bought a couple of household quality of life improvements, and now the balance is down to $7,202.58. Next card in line is going to be our Discover, which we have sitting at $6,406.20. I can't wait to start cracking at that card, to be honest. The next card that we have in line is our Chase Slate, which will be about 50% less after the payments land. That's going to be $272.29, which that was the card that we put all the toys on that we got for our first unlock. And the reason we did that was because we had like a preferential large purchase 0% deal that we're slow paying. So for me, that's just basically 50% of whatever the balance is every time I see it. And so there's a payment on the way. And then after that payment hits, we're going to go ahead and zero this out because it'll be under $200. We have our Chase Sapphire. We had a little, which normally we keep our utilities on here still to like keep those points accruing. So we have $429.73 sitting there. We're probably going to be clearing that out here relatively soon. Bank of America, we're chiseling at. We're good on that until July of 2026. So the original payment that we had is kind of what we're using as a maintenance. So it's coming down a little bit faster, like a hair faster, not for real faster, but faster in the sense of paying the minimum for it every month, which is what we do with these other cards. It's like you pay the minimum, with the exception of the Chase Slate and the Chase Sapphire, because those are active, and so is the Capital One Quicksilver. Those are active cards. So like I got the percentages down there, like we're getting dinged for 27.65%. I actually need to update the interest rate for my balance on my Robinhood credit card, but we're normally paying down the statement balance every time. So once we get these two cleared, most of the money will just be going over there, because all we'll have is utilities, and that'll be cycling on this one. And then this one shouldn't have anything on it until we get down to 21,000 or under 21,000. We break that threshold. That's the next threshold that we have for getting myself a little motivation treat. We might be upgrading. I think we're upgrading the phone. I don't know what we're doing, but it's going to be something along those lines, like upgrade my phone that has like the most cracked back on it ever. And I might factory restore and sell off my old iPhone now, like the older one, because this one won't be needed, because that's my current phone is going to be the backup phone, which is great that both phones are going to have good cameras, because it'll keep me from having to buy a new camera off the bat. Like I don't want to have to repurchase my camera setup. We'll see how much that phone case costs, but I won't have to do it initially, which is going to be kind of nice. And I can leave my phone, that's my secondary phone here, that's like set up already. So that'll be nice also. But yeah, we've got the last one that we've got is the Bank of America. So that's got us down to $23,976.34 total debt. Focus debt, we're at $13,000, which the focus debt is specifically these guys right here for right now. And that is at $13,881.07, which is cool. And the way that it's currently working out, and we'll see what it looks like after we get all of our weekly updates in for our our distribution portfolio, which is where all this debt is currently getting funneled to. I'm pretty sure what it's going to look like is we'll be able to move over about $2,000 a month. That's what I'm thinking that it's going to work out to right now, because we're clearing out about $2,000 of it. I try not to have it over $5,000 in there at one time. We're sitting at about $2,000, or we're sitting at like $4,000 after this last distribution. But obviously, as those weeklies, as we start transitioning over, we're not going to be waiting a whole month for a larger payout from Misty. We're going to be chunking at it weekly. And once we get on that weekly schedule, especially with us being able to also start paying off a little, paying that, what is it? Paying that Cash App $1,000 back faster. As we start working towards that, working at that also, we're going to start having the income velocity pick up even more, because like we already have a good stipend coming from the check. We already have the dividends getting converted over to weekly. That's just going to turn into a garbage disposal for debt, which is what I want. But as of right now, I'm projecting out for this month, we should be, by the end of the month, moving over another $2,000. And that's throughout the course of the month of September, as those dividends start hitting and we're able to start pulling cash out for those things. Every time I have a $2,000 window between the $5,000 that I'm willing to let sit in there. So every time we get down to $3,000, I'm going to chunk out another $2,000 out of this. And so the next $2,000, that's going to put us at darn near $21,000, which is cool. And then hopefully moving into the next month, that starts growing a little bit as we start running this Cash App play. Because what I would like to see is, with us still letting the debt garbage disposal run, we can deploy that Cash App money twice a month, or almost twice a month. Like if we could get an extra $1,000 in, and then almost like 3-4 weeks later, because like you got to understand that there's a payment coming out of my checks that I get also, and I normally try to time them to where it's going to hit both checks. So if we can do that, like where we're almost redeploying that $1,000 2 times a month, then that's going to accelerate things, because that should be adding about $9-10, between $8 and $10 per week. Or is it? No, it's $8 to $10 per month total, but like you're constantly building that up. Plus, when my paycheck hits, also having that. So that's kind of where we're sitting. I'm happy with the way that this is working at the present moment. It is definitely helping me see lights at the end of the tunnel, because once that debt is gone, all we have to do is invest. All we have to do is watch our assets grow. And, we'll always have a little bit of debt, because I'm going to be redeploying tools that I have, but we might be shifting to different tools. We might just have the Cash App and just, tap into the HELOC and run that for the gamut and see how that goes. Because once that debt's paid off, my credit goes back up to 820. And so if I'm gonna take money, I'm trying to take a lot at that point. Like I'm trying to get like a bag of money and be like, hey, like let's go ahead and make some stuff happen, see what shakes out. So that's kind of where I'm at. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I want to invite you guys to formally hit that subscribe button and join the Wolf Pack. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, so that way you get notified when I drop these gems, these episodes. And we're not trying to get rich over here by ourselves, and there's always more room. We're not trying to gatekeep information. I'm not selling you anything. And yeah, so go ahead and tap those buttons, do all the things, and don't forget to share the video, because Obviously, people don't like talking about debt, but over here on this channel, we talk about all things finance, all things bag talk, all the time. So rock with your boy. Like, of all the people that you should be listening to, the person who shows you all the receipts in detail, maybe somebody that you should rock out with and have the conversation. Anyways, till next time, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and this has been another Debt Crusher episode recapping the month of August. We did the things, we secured the bag, and we paid the debt. Till next month, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and I'm out.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.